Fox UP aired the test. Well, it's estimated nearly 1,000 U.S. World War II veterans die every day, taking their stories to the grave. In September, the very first UP Honor Flight took off from Escanaba. It's a non-profit trip funded entirely by donations that transports veterans free of charge to Washington, D.C. to finally see those memorials. TV6 was able to go along for the flight, and as Veterans Day draws closer, we'll be featuring our local heroes in a special series. TV6's Nikki Davidson reports.
It's been more than 65 years since the war ended. Old photos and history books or black and white films remain the only images most of us have of a heroic yet nightmarish time in history. But for a group that's dwindling in numbers each day, the memories, the stories, the images are much more real.
There's worse things than being shot at. It's seeing the people suffering, seeing all the damage, seeing old people and kids laying in the street burned and dying. And you never forget that.
I was with the B-29s in India. We had 4 bases there, and we'd fly the hump and bomb Japan. You belong to the government, and you want to do the best for your country. That's all. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You do it.
They came a long way, and with the UP Honor Flight, 80 veterans were able to come just a little bit further to the nation's capital decades later to remember and say goodbye.
After you go by the cemetery and see all those bodies, it's overwhelming. See all the cemetery plots crossing.
A farewell that's been a long time coming for veterans like Bob Custer. He served for 3 different military campaigns, from World War II to Korea and finally Desert Storm.
It won't be forgotten, that's for sure. It's heart-rending.
They're pillars of bravery, strength, and real patriotism. But many couldn't escape tears after a simple thank you and hug from friends, family, and even strangers, the very people they gave it all for.
Thinking of yourself isn't the biggest thing. That isn't what I remember. I think of the suffering of other people, the ones that have no way of defending themselves.
Nikki Davidson, TV6 News, Washington, D.C.
Our Honor Flight series will continue tomorrow when TV6's Nikki Davidson gives us a look at 3 women, veterans, that were able to make that same trip.